How's it going, mates? Asdos here to expose to you ZYRA'S bush. Uncut, unshaven, and so unbelievably OP as AP that you'll wonder why some people waste her as a support. Maybe because they aren't man enough to appreciate a woman with an afro. Put some hair on their chest with ZYRA'S Q, which does absolutely nothing for about half a second, then turns everyone into a thorny cocktail. Some people are scared of the all-natural look. Show them who the pubic Picasso is by rooting them in place of your E. It's kinda like Lux's Q except not shit, because it hits everybody. Shut up, Lux. Damn kids with their long hair and rock music having a sexy party in your backyard? Don't call the cops, ulti them instead, damaging them and knocking them up a couple of seconds later. Who doesn't want to be knocked up at a party? I know I do. But hold on to your waffles, there's more. Add to the size of your already impressive downtown jungle by using your W to drop seeds all over the map for later use. Any healthy adult male can tell you that seeds regenerate every few seconds up to a cap of 2 at once. Hitting seeds with your Q turns them into long-range snipers, while hitting them with your E turns into short-range snare monkeys. Any plants inside your ulti when a knockup happens will attack faster and become super pissed. When Zyra dies, which never happens, her passive kicks in, giving you a final true damage fuck you to those dirty hackers. I don't have a map, but I do have a sick item build and some tips for you on how to brave the monster that is ZYRA'S bush. Just because plants are your thing, don't forget that Zyra is still a mage and should be nuking all the time, even if her seed bags are empty. Seed bags. Because all your abilities except your W are delayed, you can time it so that you can drop seeds after the abilities have been used and still get your plant posse on them. This increases your chance of hitting your enemies with your abilities and putting them in the fun zone of your plants at the same time. It also gives them less time to react. Boom, too slow. If you become so awesome that you can predict where and when fights are going to happen, drop a seed there just before the second charge is ready to get more bush for your buck by keeping those lazy ass cooldown items working. Did you know that your W gives vision? Because it does. Enemies can stomp out your seeds about a second and a half after you put them down. Bait them out, then fuck them up. Once you get your relays, try to make all of your plants Q plants because they have a much longer range and they get a slow now, making your E plants about as useful as a cock-flavoured lollipop. In the absolutely impossible event that you die playing Zyra, remember you have a full 8 seconds to choose when to give the world the middle finger. No one likes an early shooter. Zyra's combo of death looks a little bit like this. Throw out your E to lock people in place, then follow up with your ulti for deliciously unfair chain CC. Slap them with a wet Q for good measure and make sure to empty your seed sack before your Q ulti can finish. Congratulations, anyone that isn't already dead is getting violated by your furiously horny plants. Now get out there and be proud of that labyrinth you call a bush. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more videos and hit that like button if you enjoyed it. This has been Asdos and this was my AP Zyra guide. As always, I bid you